Hello and welcome back to another YouTube yoga flow with me. For those of you that haven't practiced with me before, my name is Sophie and I'll be taking you through today. We're doing a hands-free yoga flow. So this has been quite often requested for those of you that have got wrist issues at the moment. So we'll be using just our legs really for today, legs, core, shoulders. Hands are away from the mat. So when you're ready, we'll get started in a standing position. Come to stand at the front of your mat. So have your feet just about hip width apart. Bring the hands down towards the side into our mountain pose, Untitled, and relax the shoulders down the spine. So to give them a nice roll to start off with, suck that navel in towards the spine a little bit here. Take a moment to arrive onto your mat. Bring the chin neutral towards the ground, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Start to tune into the sensations around you. Maybe you have some music on in the background. Maybe you can hear the sounds of the ocean behind me. Allow your thoughts to travel to those sounds. And then bring your attention closer into your body. So feel the temperature of the air around you. Any smells or sounds that you can feel and hear right next to you now. Take an inhale through the nose. Notice the temperature of the air as it comes into the body. As you exhale, notice the temperature of the air as it leaves. Start to lengthen each breath. Not so much that you have to think about it or it causes tension within the body, but just maybe a second for every inhale and a second longer for every exhale. Soften the features of the face, soften the eyes and the eyebrows. Maybe take a little sway from side to side, keeping the eyes closed if possible. Starting to tune into sensations of the feet, really grounding down through the mat. Try to notice the sensation of each one of your toes. Rocking from side to side, maybe making the moves a little bit bigger. Bending into the knees potentially. Starting to really feel the energy coming up from the ground, finding your center of balance. And slowly bring the sways into neutral. Coming to a standstill. Blinking open the eyes. I want you to bring the feet in just a little bit, so a little bit narrower than hip width. From here, plant the right foot down and then tuck that left knee in to the body. Give yourself a little squeeze here, squeeze it up, and then bring the foot parallel to the floor, shin parallel to the floor as well. You can bring the hands onto the hips to find your balance or hands into the prayer's heart center. Wherever you are, find something that's not going to move so you can balance. Going to test our balance and get started right away. So engaging that right quad, you can soften the right knee, whatever feels more comfortable and intuitive to you. Relaxing the chin, relaxing the face. From here, our gaze is going to go over to the left side. So imagining you're tracing a little line from left to right, moving it back to center, following that gaze, following that line all the way over to the right shoulder, and then bring it back to center, working our balance, turning on our visual system and our vestibular system to help us with our mobility and to find that balance that we're seeking in today's practice. Bring the hands and the face back to center, dropping that left foot down, maybe giving the right leg a little bit of shake out. And again, draw that right knee in towards the chest, squeeze it in here, flexing that hip, and then drawing that knee, that shin parallel to the floor. foot parallel to the floor as well. Hands to the heart center or onto the hips, wherever you feel more comfortable. Gaze forward, take 2 breaths here, looking forward. Breathe up into the collarbones, lengthen the spine. Last breath here, then we're going to take our gaze over our right shoulder, tracing that invisible line, cutting the room in half, back to center. And if you're feeling your legs wobble and shake, that's a good thing. Forcing it to work for itself, tuning in. To right, to left. And if you fall out of the balance, don't worry, just come back into it. Slow the rhythm of your breath, slow your breathing. Last one, and then bring the eye line gaze back to center. Releasing that right foot down, shaking that left leg out a little bit. Beautiful, like sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Maybe come into a little bit of a back bend if you so wish. Squeeze the glutes. Maybe take the hips slightly forward, softening the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Allow the hands to gently touch the ground, softening the legs as much as you need to allow the belly to find the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Take ragdoll arms, take a little bit of a wider stance. Feet to the outside edges of the mat, and then sway from side to side, just opening up the hamstrings a little bit. Beautiful. Soften the head down, soften the back of the neck. Bring the feet towards each other, hips width apart. Inhale, rise all the way up, fingertips reach up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Balancing on the right foot, step the left foot back into our high lunge. Soften the back knee, sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Index fingers point up towards the ceiling. Good. From here, coming into our Virabhadrasana 3, bring the hands to the heart center, and we can either step that left foot up to meet the right foot, kick it up towards the back wall, or if you're already there, you can spring into that front foot, really glide into it. So kick that left foot towards the back of the mat. Draw the collarbones level with the front of the mat. Pausing here. Try to keep that left hip down towards the ground. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Exhale, release that foot all the way back down into our high lunge. This time turning our back foot so it's 45 degrees, coming into our warrior 2, spreading those arms out nice and wide. Don't be afraid to take that stance a little bit further forward so that knee doesn't track over that ankle, but we're aiming to open up the hips here. Not so worried about moving into our ankle mobility. Beautiful. Feel the inside of the left leg stretching open. Turn on that quad towards the back of the left leg there. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Take that front fingertip up towards the sky. We're going to move forward, so reaching. Left hip points towards the back of the room, coming into our triangle, Archuganasana. Right fingertips find the inside of the right leg. Inhale, left hand comes up towards the sky. Really peel open the chest. Squeeze the glutes a little bit so the hips come forward, and then the left fingertips peel up. One breath here. Exhale, release, bend into that front leg. Warrior 2. Straightening that front leg again. Take the right toes up towards the ceiling. Left toes come towards the back of the mat. Sink into our Skandasana to the left side. Don't need to go super low for our first one. Lifting up through the chest here. Beautiful. Exhale, right hand comes down to frame the left foot. Lift that left fingertip up towards the sky, coming into a lovely twist. From here, gaze towards that left foot. We're going to step that right foot to meet the left foot. Sink into our chair position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, rise yourself all the way up to standing. Bring the fingertips up towards the sky. Let's take it on the other side now, so you can bring the hands to the heart center. Set the left foot back, coming into our high lunge. Beautiful. Softening the back knee if you feel like you're coming into a bit of a back bend unintentionally. Breathing up into the collarbones, lift the fingertips up towards the sky. From here, we're coming into our Virabhadrasana 3, our Warrior 3 balance, hands to the heart center. Maybe you want to take them out to the side for this one. Wherever you are, find that weight in that front foot. Soften that front knee. See if you can kick that back leg up towards the back of the room. Level out the collarbones towards the front of the mat. Keep that right hip drawing down, letting it peel up and open. If you fall out of the balance, do not worry. Just take a breath, come back into it. Often we fall because we're distracted or we're putting too much pressure. Breathe. Very gently land that back foot back towards the back of the mat. Sweep the hands up into our high lunge. Take it into our Warrior 2. Open up to the side. Back foot's 45 degrees. Make sure your shoulders are stacked on top of your hips so your weight's not forward or too far back. Nicely stacked. Draw that left knee open slightly so you can see that big toe. Nice and active. Drishti is over your left fingertips. Take a breath here. Beautiful. Straightening that front leg. Flip that front palm to face forward. Reaching, 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 coming into Archuganasana. Take that right hip as far back as it will go. Stretching, stretching all the way. Left fingertips come down. Peel that right shoulder open. So you turn that hand almost, gazing up towards that top fingertip. Try to stay active in the side body. So if you're super flexible, you're all the way down here. Think about turning on those obliques, turning on that quad. Nice and active. It's not a relaxing pose if you're doing it right. Good. Inhale, bend into that front leg, into our Warrior 2. Beautiful. Straightening that front leg, toes come up towards the ceiling. Skandasana to the right side of the mat. Bending into that leg, don't need to go too far down. Again, if you're one of these yogas that just wants to sink all the way down, we're not there. We're not there. We're working on our strength here and balance. Beautiful. Switching on the outside, that right glute. Peel that right knee open, stretching into that left leg. Nice. Left fingertips come down to frame that right foot, coming into the twist to the right side. Back heel is up and lifted. Active through here. Lifting that hand all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, let that hand frame that front foot. Let the left foot meet the right foot, sink down into our chair position. Hips down to the ground, lifting up as high as it will go. Beautiful. Nice. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Sweep the hands over the head. Beautiful. Take a moment here, bring the hands down into the prayer position. Tune into your breath. Maybe close down the eyes. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, blink open the eyes if you had them closed. This time from here, we're going to go into our Virabhadrasana straight away. So bringing that left knee in towards the chest, kicking it back towards the back of the mat. Balancing here, collarbones come down to the front of the mat. Nice. Kicking that back foot note so it's nice and active. This time right hand comes down to find the front of the mat or your block if you practice your half moon with your block. Opening up to the left side. Try to keep that left hip peeling up and open. And again, if you fall out of the pose, don't worry. Exhale, come back into our Warrior 3. Finding that center of balance here. Good. From here, we're going to come all the way up, bringing that left knee up with us. Beautiful. Option to stay here. Option to hold the knee if you're working a little bit hard this morning. Or you have the option to straighten that leg. Wherever you are, find for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Bending the leg if it was straight. Option here to grab underneath the foot, or you can just keep the knee here, wherever you are, or if you had your hands on your knees, maybe try this time without the hands. If you're going for the foot grab, you can kick into it, stretching that hamstring, try to bring the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes for 1, 2, 3, releasing the foot all the way down. Beautiful. Swapping sides now. From here, pressing into that left foot, draw that right knee up into the chest, coming into our Virabhadrasana 3 on this side. So kick that back foot, collarbones level towards the ground. Try to keep the hips nice and level. Active here, maybe go a little bit deeper than before. Balancing leg can be slightly soft in the knee. 1 more breath. Exhale, take that left hand down to find the front of the mat. Peel that right shoulder up. Stack that hip on top of the other. Try to lift that leg a little bit higher if you can. Maybe gaze up towards that top fingertip or gazing in front. Much easier if you have a strong flat floor, not beachy sand, but we're making it work. Looking back towards the front of the mat, coming into our Virabhadrasana 3. Leveling out the hips, so both hip bones face the front. Kick that back leg a little bit more, stay nice and active. Bring that foot all the way up to standing, using that core balance we switched on at the front of the start of the class. Good. Again, we've got the option here to grab that knee, or we can have that leg nice and straight. I'm just going to move because I'm on a bit of a limp. So we're going to extend that leg nice and straight. Hold for 1, 2, and 3. Good. Bring that knee in again to the chest. Again, if you had your hands holding your knee, give it a go. Let go of the knee. Maybe try and extend it. If you had your leg extended, going for the full pose, extending up. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips a little bit forward. Draw the chest back, lifting up 1, 2, and 3. Good. Releasing all the way down. Inhale, take the hands all the way up. Exhale, sink into chair. We're going to find our way down onto the mat into our boat pose for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Come straight into your bow pose. So find a nice nugget of sand and then bring the shins parallel to the floor or the ceiling. Draw that lower belly in, lifting up through the chest. Like you're coming into a bit of a baby back bend here. Bring the hands parallel to the sky, holding here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the feet down towards the ground. Give yourself a little bit of a hug, a little bit of a squeeze. We're going to go again, so you've got the option to stay in your low boat, or you can come into your full Navasana, your boat pose with the legs extended. So tucking the tailbone in slightly, finding your seat bones into the ground, bringing the hands towards the back of the thighs, so find your support, this position first, shins parallel, or you can extend the legs up towards the sky, wherever you are for 1, 2, keep breathing up into the collarbones, come into that back bend for 3, relaxing the jaw, 4, last breath, 5, and even my legs are shaking. Beautiful. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze, roll from side to side, bring the feet in together into our butterfly position, walk the hip bones in towards the heels. Take a moment here, you can round through the spine, softening the features of the face, softening the jaw, just relaxing in here. You don't need to go too deep into it. And then we're going to slowly sink down onto our back, coming into our Supta Balakanasana, supine butterfly pose. So hands can come onto the thighs, facing up. You can bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart, whichever sensations you would like to feel. If you'd like to feel a little bit more open in today's practice to finish off, then that's fine. Or you can bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart to feel that closeness to yourself and that connection. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Close down the eyes if you haven't already. Just allow gravity to help the knees sink a little bit deeper towards the ground. Our legs worked quite hard in that short sequence. So really try to send the breath down into the hips to help them relax. You can stay here in Supine Balakanasana, or you can come into a traditional Shavasana pose. Whichever you feel is serving you better to close the practice on, I will let you find that pose. Try to spend at least 5 minutes in your chosen rest position. I'll leave you with the sound of the waves behind me, so you can enjoy your peace and let your body absorb today's practice. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you again in the next video soon. Namaste.